Allah, honors to the Prophet Noble Ali, honors to the brother Marcus Messiah Gari Boy Bay, the forerunner of the Prophet, honors to all Moorish Americans, past, present, and future leaders, honors to past leaders of the UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association, the founder, Marcus Messiah Gari Bay. I'm going to open us up with the Moorish American prayers. It's going to be a short show today. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through His holy prophet, Ali, Islam. Islam, family, Islam. I am live with you all today. There's things that is taking a toll on my mind right now, and I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of things that consumers want you to consume that you're not ready for. You put yourself in debt to satisfy what the people in the cares of the world is doing. Everyone who says that they're looking out for your best interests are having thoughts of greed. And the poor people will steal from poor people, but they will never steal from rich. But rich people will steal from rich and poor people. Never gave them that much any thought to the common people. But yet and still, you can have barely rub 2 nickels, dimes, pennies together, and quarters and half dollars and dollars of coins, but yet and still someone will always be jealous of what you have. You can never be around a group of people who are satisfied with you are coming up, but life is based upon the situation of Negro, blacks, colors, almost everybody. Everybody who's anybody who's everybody will lust and covet what you already have. There's no justice in being around people who are like that. A lot of them could be your family members. A lot of people are straight klepto. And that's a lower self vibration. Everything that we're seeing right now, that's related to anything that's not of Allahness, godliness, things of that nature. People choose to bring hell upon themselves because they are not thinkers, yet and still they are incompetent of understanding where they stand in society and reality itself. They're living life in illusion, so that makes them delusional. Anybody who's anybody, and I say it in majority of my shows, that you can't continue to live life and making errors and making mistakes because you want to play the game called catch up. Well, you can't have ketchup without the mustard, or you must herd. Right? So you decide to create your own heaven and hell, but the narrative that is being brought to you, you accept it because it's fabricated information based upon what's things that have been going on from now all the way to the past. As soon as they came out with media, and the word they is related to the Jewish community, the Masonic order, and all these ones who have a grip on your mindset for you not to think freely. You can sit here and talk about the president. You can sit here and talk about vice president. You can sit here and talk about the politicians. Now, where is it that you are winning when you have to live day by day, paycheck to paycheck, to make the rich people rich, and you are poor taking less? What are you doing to save up finances for a rainy day? These are things that ones refuse to do some thinking on. Yet and still, we chase after things that has no value. Tesla has no value. Lamborghini doesn't have no value. They just put a price tag on it and it just says it's the price. But it doesn't mean that this is the actual price because they have all the nicks and nacks and the gadgets and stuff. But these are the things that the common people are truly not ready for. Whether we want to accept the things that may be a reality to us, but it can be all falsehood. When you start doing some thinking for yourself, your eyes, your third eye, where your pineal gland is way in the back of your brain somewhere, whether you use it or not, you have to be the one to decide who is the one who is going to decide what your destiny is going to be. Islam. Isabel, I see you. Islam, heaven high, Isabel. Praise Allah. You have to really sit down and create what your plan of action is going to be. You have to create the plan of action whether your family agree with it, whether your friends agree with it, your so-called boyfriend agree with it, your so-called mammy, your so-called pappy, your grandmammy, your grandpappy, your great-great-grandmappy pappy, whatever the case may be. You have to be the one to decide whether you're going to continue to live on and carry the legacy, or you going to just suffer. Oh, so you think having an apartment is all of that? Okay, I'll let you hear that. But the question is this: where do you benefit of living in an apartment? Is it yours? You're just like paying a mortgage, except you're just renting. There's no justice in being the polar opposite of the lifestyle you should be. Every time you go to work and every time you put on that uniform of slave master going to the plantation, you're violating your own constitutional rights. You're violating your own constitutional rights because of the simple fact that you failed to live life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Your life in pursuit of happiness is people pleasing. Your life in pursuit of happiness is making massa rich, making the preacher man rich. Because you don't pay your tithes and offerings, your God is not going to bless you. Well, you need to question what God you serving. And I'm going to keep it honest. I'm going to keep it real. If there is no upliftment to the same impact to the fullest, the love same love you're giving out, and you're only getting 10% of that love, that's not love. That's called extortion. That's called grandiosity. That's called not thinking for yourself. That's called losing your mindset in someone else's thinking without you doing the thinking for yourself. You will never understand why you're losing, but all these so-called rich people are winning. You're a loser because you don't know the game. The game is called chess. And as I said in the last show, people bring checker pieces to the chess game all the time, and they lose. Which means that you're not even a full citizen. You're a 14th Amendment citizen who's been indoctrinated with falsehood. But yet and still, you don't even know your nationality. You claim to because you be lacking who your ancestors are and your forefathers and mothers were without doubt or contradiction. But it takes a Moorish American Muslim to give you these lessons because no one else is going to give it to you but the Moorish American Muslim. These other religious organizations are not going to give it to you. They're not going to wait on you hand and foot. You got to go and take it. You got to go proclaim your nationality. Well, you know what I say? I say proclaiming nationality is everything because you get the proper respects. They put some respect on that name, Moorish American. They put some respect on that flag that's waving, that was hidden in Independence Hall, that was taken back by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. What are you thinking? Why are you chasing luxury? Why are you getting fake eyelashes, sisters, brothers? Why are you getting those fake Jezebel nails? Why are you obtaining these things that serve you no purpose? It's just a limited satisfaction. But yet, it's a drug that has captivated your mind that you must get this so that way you can be accepted by your peers. There's things that you think you know about, but you know not. You say you love, but you lust. Lust appears to be like love, but it is not. But yet still, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I can't help but to tell the truth to my brothers and sisters, because guess what? You chase after luxury. I'm not saying, like as I said in my last shows, ain't nothing wrong with looking and dressing good. Ain't nothing wrong with smelling good and making yourself looking appealing. But there's a time and place for everything to dress in a certain attire. There's a time and place to understand your role as a human being. And whatever things that give you the ick, you got to put it to the side because you have to learn. You have to learn to do things for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. These stores that you see will have full of clothes and everything ain't going to be for you. It's going to be locked away. Your fake hair ain't going to serve you no purpose. All it's going to do is bald you out like Homer Simpson. You can sit here and try to hate your brother man Moorish life all you want, but your brother man Moorish life is coming with the truth. And whether I'm wrong or whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, and I stand corrected. But I will never sit here and push a narrative of misleading my brothers and sisters for whatever that makes them feel good, and this so-called hearsay that has no backup, so you're not going to even check the Carfax. You're not going to even check the facts to see if it's the truth. But yet still, you want to be a sheep that's being led by the wolf in sheep's clothing that's led to slaughter. You're not doing the thinking for yourself. You're doing too much indoctrinating. You're too much under that European hypnosis, that Jewish hypnosis, that hypnosis of Babylon. Welcome to Babylon. How can we confuse you? They do a very good job of it. But, oh yeah, Polly Michelle, Islam, heaven high. Yeah, I see you in the chat. Honors to those who have a desire for the truth. But when we start looking at things for what it is, then we start looking at things and start playing connect the dots. For instance, I was just doing some drawing on one day on how is it that the Asiatic so-called black man, black woman, black children, or so-called Latino, Chicano, Hispanic are connected to the earth. Well, I say this, you take that you switch the letters around from earth, you get the word heart. That is how you are connected. There's things that you can always take into consideration, but there's things that you cannot debate. There are certain things that cannot be disputed. You can sit here and go to church all you want. Not like I knock it. But you cannot tell me that the preacher man will tell you that God's name is Allah. As I said in the last show, Aramaic is what the Jewish people know. And they know that the Most High's name is Allah. Because one of them concurred with me and said that Arabic and Aramaic was the first language after Hebrew. See, this is where the book of 2 Timothy verse 2, verse 15 says, study to show thyself approved. The book of Matthew 6:24 says you cannot serve two masters. You're going to love one, hate the other. The book of Galatians 6:7-9 says you cannot, you're going to reap what you sow. You're going to reap what you sow, what good deeds you do, and you're going to reap what you sow with the bad deeds you're going to do. So, evil rules the world because it says somewhere in the scripture where it says that the hands of the world is in the hands of the wicked. This is all truth. This is all without doubt or contradiction. But everything that you read, you cannot take literally because there is a bunch of allegory. Even when they say in a court of law, do you understand? No, I don't understand. What you made the portion of understanding may be thinking the same thing as what they're talking about. It's not actual or factual. What are you doing to save yourself? Are you waiting for this spooky illustration to come out the sky to appear to be blonde hair, blue eyes? Some European version of Edomite Esau or whatever, and try to fabricate the true image of the Most High, which is evil. To deceive anybody is evil. So it's obvious that Christianity was created by Europeans, not the so-called Ethiopians. As I go along and tell you my portion of understanding, whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, all is truly well. But at the end of the day, it's all about personal perception. We cannot sit here and allow some European who's 6,000 years old to try to dictate to us how to think, what to think, and etc., etc. We, as a group of Asiatics, so-called minorities, have to put these people in their place and put these people in check. Because at the end of the day, they don't have a say-so. We do. But until you exercise those rights as human beings, as Moorish people, then there will be plenty of jobs for everybody. But unfortunately, they're not thinking like that. They don't care. They don't love your family like you do. Well, now, unless you so-called love your family. But as I was saying, family, this is going to be a short show today. I don't know what time it's going to be, but I'm going to think of it as soon as I touch down. So right now I'm on the road. Honk, honk. No, I'm not driving no big rig. I will never drive a big rig. That's one thing your brother man Moorish life will never do, is drive a rig. There's so much complication that comes along with those things that we tend to lose ourselves and be sidetracked on phones and be hitting somebody and causing murder. Hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. Truly, it is. So, when we start opening up our eyes first, then we can teach our children something. Until then, ones have to remain silent. Because my brothers and sisters don't know nothing about life and how to better your condition. So with that being said, family, I'm about to close this out with the Moorish American prayer because this is a short show. Give me all a portion of my understanding that it seems on good to myself. This is the truth. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation. By night and by day, through His holy prophet, Jew Ali, Ameen, Islam. Y'all have a good night. Peace and love. Islam.